Check, check. Testing 1, 2. Test, test. Be on soon. Two. Hey everybody, welcome to episode 2. That's the episode after episode
Dos.
1 and the episode before episode 3 of What Grinds Your Jogwheels. My name's Ronaldo. That is Dane. Shani will not be joining us tonight. She unfortunately is not feeling well. She is right now at the hospital trying to get better. So big shout outs to Shani. Shani, hopefully she feels better.
Feel better.
You know what it is? It was Vegas.
Vegas does it to everyone.
It does. Nobody ever comes back from Vegas and they say, God dang, I feel good today. Nobody ever says that.
You know what? This was actually the first year that I actually came home from Vegas not sick.
Really?
Usually the dry air and everything kills me.
For some people, it's just, there's disease in the air. Um, you know, I
Some people can't handle Vegas.
I'm coming down with something. I don't know what it is. I hope that I get over it really soon.
The
'Cause-
crabs.
Yeah, probably because I'm entering prom season. And for those not on Mobile Beat 2016. By the way, real quick, first rant. Ryan, if you're watching this, and I know you will be, could you stop freaking messing up numbers? Mobile Beat 2016 is Mobile Beat 20. Okay, I get that because it's a 20th year anniversary. But If so, then what the hell is Mobile Beat XX? Like, isn't that 22? Like, I have lost track between Mobile Beat the year and then Mobile Beat whatever the number it is. It's killing me.
Just start naming them like the next generation.
Yeah, yeah. If we could just start naming after like movie titles, Mobile Beat, A New Hope, Mobile Beat, The DJ Strike Back. And to me, that would be a lot easier than the number we have right now. But anyways, for those of you guys that missed out on Mobile Beat, whatever the heck it is this year. So if you guys look at the video description, it says like 2016, that Mobile Beat. It was actually really good. I didn't get a chance to really attend the seminars. Dane, what did you think of the seminars?
Oh my God, they were. I think it was definitely stepped up this year. Even the simplest thing is like Red Foo. I went into the Red Foo appearance thinking, oh, it's just going to be him talking about, how he became famous and everything. And it turned into actually a really good seminar on building a brand.
Did you do a seminar on how to deal with groupies? To jump up on the stage?
No.
Okay, for those of you guys that don't know what's going on, first of all, this channel is uncensored and it's pretty much we rant about things. So if you were easily offended, get the hell off this channel or this show because you're not going to like it. But for those of you that don't know what's going on, Red Foo had a performance, absolutely incredible performance. Shout out to Twerking Girl, you know who you are. Nobody knows
Yes.
who she is, but we're all wondering. But there was this girl. It didn't matter who was up on stage. She was going to jump up and try to grind on him. It could have been anybody. It could have been Donald Trump up on the stage. And she would have been like, oh my God. I don't even think she was a DJ. I don't know who she was, but she acted like she was one of the performers. I'm like, okay, she has to be one of the Party Rock crew. But so that's pretty much where that reference is coming in. But yeah, I mean, that was a really, really good performance. Evie killed it just straight up with the sound.
Oh yeah.
I know.
Wait, did you say Evie or PV?
No, Evie. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a bit. No, Evie. One of the things that was amazing, and I had talked to Mike Dussault about it. They measured the room. It was like almost 125 dBs from the other side of the room. Guys, that's a big room, and those were a lot of. They turned the Tropicana into the Riviera.
Yeah. I think when I looked the next morning, I was walking through there, like there was.
For sure.
It was much better than anything the Riv ever put out. That's for sure. You know, what I really liked actually was will be with the convention center, the kind of general meeting area, and the room slots were all kind of together, but they were separated from most of the rest of the hotel.
It was. I didn't see a lot of other guests in there. It kind of made it feel like it was really our show that we kind of had control of that hotel.
Yeah, I mean, I've always felt like when we were at Riviera, like you had to walk a mile that way to get to a seminar.
It was.
If
It was
you wanted to go
painful.
up to your room in between a seminar or something, it was like haul ass up the stairs and down 4 blocks and see Hank on the corner and he'll point you your direction. But
Exactly.
here it was literally up quick upstairs while we're back to the seminars.
Most of us, I remember at the Riv, like you said, it was a mile and a half walk. Halfway through, DJs are not usually in the best of shape, so we're like, and we're just getting into the elevator, we're out of breath. Unless you're like Marcello or Mike Walter, like, hey, we're running every day at 6 o'clock in the morning. I don't know how they do it. You're like, hey, you want to come run with us? No, I can barely run a fever. It's like, but you'll be in great shape. Well, round is a shape. Getting full capacity. But where was
And I also
everybody?
know there were a lot of people complaining the night of the DJ takeover about the noise, so there had to have been other people there.
Oh, yeah. Well, try to worry. That's what tonight's rant is going to be about. It's going to be about the douchebaggery known as disc jockey. So we're going to talk about that in a minute. But yeah, I mean, another interesting thing was that it was during spring break. Dane, I
Yeah.
know you saw some sights and sounds.
It was hard to miss.
Yeah, it was the is this legal or not game that
It was
everybody was
the
playing.
is that a 12-year-old drinking?
Yeah, exactly. No, you know what's so weird? Okay, so if you guys have never been to Vegas, there's the new, the Fremont Experience is the zip lining. We all did the really tall, it's like 108 feet up in the air. It was so cool. We saw these little little twits, these 12-year-old kids, and they were just swearing up a storm. One of them, I'm pretty sure, had a cigarette in his hand.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, okay, wait a second. How the hell do we wind up in a third world country?
Yeah.
It's just not fun. Um, okay, so again, we'll talk about the DJ takeover in a minute, and I'm gonna save some of it because I really want Shaney to be here for that. But anyways, Red Food was really good. Any other seminars besides Red Food that really stuck out to you?
Hmm. They were, all of them I think went above and beyond this year. It's hard to pick out just one, but you know, still, you know how when you have a really good seminar or really good convention, you come back and it's just so much information to take in that your brain's still trying to break it down. And I've had years of mobile beat where I've kind of walked away going, it was okay, but this year was definitely one I'm going, okay, wait, what? Now trying to digest everything I learned.
As an exhibitor, I notice that every year, if the seminars are pretty weak, the exhibit hall is slammed the very first moment because people
Oh
are
yeah,
just ready to get the hell out of the seminars and just go to the exhibit hall. This time they trickled in, not because there wasn't as many people, because everybody was still at the seminars. I know there was a couple of people that went over, and that's fine. And I heard positive, a lot of positive comments about the seminars in general. I'll tell you one of the things that annoyed me, and I went over this with Ryan. And again, it's just it's a live and learn experience. But whoever's doing the sound check, I want to kick him in the ass because I'm in the middle of doing my seminar and I had to stop because somebody had to do a sound. Things. It was morning. He hates me or something. But 8 a.m. I had maybe about 100 seats in my my room. I wasn't expecting to fill up much more than that because it's 8 o'clock in the morning in Vegas. But not only did I fill those up, we actually ran out of standing room. We couldn't fit any more people in the room. So that was really exciting. I mean, I felt real humbled that all those people would wake up that early in the morning to hear me ramble on about things. But it was also the fact that there were that many people that even if a small percentage showed up, it still packed an entire
yeah.
room. So
That's a sign of just how many. I mean, were there.
yeah, definitely a lot more than usual. Oh look, we have
And
hold on, we have a live caller. Just kidding. Okay, so but sorry, you were saying.
you know, it, even just like the main seminar, I was amazed how packed it was. I did the golden DJ platter, so obviously, I was lucky, I guess, at the front. But
And last pretty full is impressive. Speakers are also red that a lot of these guys have pushed, but Red Food did it in a unique way is how you never exit your brand. You should always
exactly.
be in your brand. Anywhere you go, you should be recognizable. Can you kind of open up what's the word? Expand.
Just completely frozen.
Can you see me now? Am I
I can
moving?
see it now.
Okay.
Uh,
Can you expound on the whole thing that Red Food talked about on how, when he went somewhere he wasn't recognized, it wasn't pushing his brand?
oh yeah, yeah. I mean, he was talking about how hit the right after, and his nephew comes out in a hoodie and sweatpants. He's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Always are making sure they're representing their brand from A to Z. Everything, your brand is everything you have, and especially in the DJ business and everything, you defer from that just slightly.
Yep. This is nephew.
Is sky blue.
Wait, really?
Yeah, you never knew that.
No, I did not know that. I always thought they
Yeah,
were around the same age. Okay, so did he mention what happened between him and Sky Blue? Why they broke up?
he did not know.
Damn, not because
Um,
oh my goodness,
like a G6.
it was like
Far East Movement.
yeah, Far East Movement. Sky performance, doing the stuff that mobile DJs actually do.
It was a lot more. It wasn't so much about, oh, hey, we're gonna screw around and we're gonna make wiki on the decks. It was, okay, too many DJs get in that habit of, oh, I know this, and it clears the dance floor. How do you mix out of that without having to sit through the entire?
Of mobile DJs.
That was all part of Mobile Beat. I paid for it through the DJ platter, but that just guaranteed a spot. But I mean, especially the morning sessions, it seemed like there were quite a bit of free spots there. They eventually filled up, but if you were really wanting to get into it, you could.
That's pretty cool. I'm excited to see that they're doing something a little bit different. Especially stuff that really applies to what being a DJ is all about. Like we've talked about this before. The lighting is great, emceeing is great. If you suck as a DJ, then your business is gonna suffer.
Yeah.
The takeover, man, that was interesting. So, guys, let me explain to you what the DJ takeover here for this. The hotel
Feel it through.
we did hit. DJs in this particular competition also paid for photos and videos, and that was through Jake Klein Photography. And there were a couple other news. Of course, John Young was there, Jeremy Lambie. There were a couple other guys. Get the hell off. And then paint this picture again. I was working security. My 145-pound ass was working security.
Wow. And who was working sound?
Ken Heath. Ken Heath, who is the bouncer at most of these things, winds up working sound. I still have no idea how that happened. But here's the thing. Here's the thing that absolutely blew my freaking mind, right? I step away because you remember we were going to go to get something to eat at Pink Taco. Yum, yum. And we come back. Somebody stole the hotel. I'm going to rant about the hotel next. Tropicana. Don't think I didn't forget.
Yeah,
so
I mean, I'm pretty sure that had to be a DJ. I mean, and that's pretty pathetic as an industry that there are people
luckily
there that are doing.
She's right. And I'm like, what happened? Apparently, some DJ tried to climb up the stage. She tells him to get down, pushes her, put him down. He calls her a bitch. Like, whoa! You don't do that!
Who the hell do you think you are?
I don't care if you're drunk, inebriated. You don't do that. That is a personal invitation from an ass. Okay, so anyways. That at all the NAM much went up on my problem. Drunk. You're there to learn and grow your business. And if that's not what you're there for, then you need to stop wasting our time and stop wasting yours. Because that's not what these conventions are about. It is not a tax write-off. And by the way, if you think you can eat at Las Vegas and write all of it in your taxes, you're going to get audited. Because that's not how the IRS works anymore. Now it's like 50% down to even only 15% of what you can file off. So that's not what these conventions are about. You're there to learn. And if you're not, fine, we don't care. Other people are there to learn. Other people are there to enjoy themselves. And unfortunately, the whole takeover went a little bit past the time because these DJs could not behave. I mean, come on. I've done school dances with way less problems. I have never seen that many. It ruined it for everybody else that was wanting to watch and just have a good time. That was insane. And again, I don't want to say too much. You guys can hear it from other DJs, but let's just say I told PB those guys were clipping the sound. They said, no, it's fine, and
you could smell them peaking.
You were down to one monitor. Whatever the case was, whatever happened, they were down to like one monitor speaker running. Oh, and of course, the sound had tripped, and I don't know if it's because the DJ tripped over, and it sucks because the power tripped, and it was only the power for the controller. Right in the middle, I did not get his name. But this dude was like spinning rock music. Everybody else was spinning 128 BPM. And I don't ever want to knock on anybody's set, but any monkey can spin 128, right? It's about being creative. His set. I didn't get a chance to see him, but Joe Cortez. I know Joe. I've seen that man DJ before. The dude is a superstar. And of course, Shaney. Yeah, it's like, okay, let me take some notes here. Let me take some. you know what it was, and again, we've said this before. It's a sausage fest there. So when you get a lot for like the next hour and a half, when you get DJs to actually do that, it's incredible. But he was, really going across different genres, mashing different things up, and obviously a lot of those mixes he made himself. it was definitely a very unique set. I am still waiting for Jason to headline something because, or not
Oh
headline,
yeah.
some keynote one of these mobile beats because he really deserves all the props he got. That was incredible. Um, it is a beautiful hotel. You can really tell that they did a lot with that. What is it? three
They
hundred
spent
million
a lot of
dollar,
money.
yeah, like $300 million renovation. They do have a 24-hour restaurant there, which is it was actually really nice. They had some bomb ass quesadillas. And by the way, Vegas, for a city that never sleeps, has nothing after 11 o'clock. Nothing, nada, fini, nothing at all, unless you're gambling or clubbing. The only like 24-hour restaurants is the one at the Tropicana, Peppermill, and Denny's. That's it. It's ridiculous. I don't like it. I don't like that because it's a convention city. They should know that people don't usually go to these conventions till 8, 9, 10 o'clock p.m. Just little side rant. Unless you're working the front desk, you're an idiot. I could not stand anybody that was working at the Trop. They are not nice people there. Okay, for some reason, even though the Moby something really
Hmm.
somebody, the app said, listen, for you to go to DJ Takeover, you need to go in the Havana room,
Oh
right?
God.
But for some reason, everybody was told by the hotel staff to go through P, which stands for pool. Awkward because there's a private event going on. And you got to walk this weird way. Like you go over here, here, and then you're there. There's this
Or you
dude.
think.
Huh?
Or you think you're there.
Yeah, you think of that. So you hear it and you see the doors, and it's like, ah. There's this, not even a security guard. It's a bellboy that somebody said, listen, bellboy, I now give you security guard keys. And this guy said the door, so I'm not going to do that anymore. You now need to cut through the casino. I'm sorry, what? And when somebody had mentioned, listen, I'm an exhibitor, we want to get in there. I don't give, he goes, I don't care who the hell you are. I'm like, oh, hell no. Same thing when I told him, look, I'm with Moby. I don't care who you are.
You realize how much money we're spending here?
Yeah, that was ridiculous. And I get it. DJ conventions aren't that big. These hotels don't usually give a
Yeah.
crap about DJ conventions. But Moby
Every
had,
show is still important to
yeah,
places like that.
Moby had at least an entire block full of, or entire hotel, I mean, entire hotel tower full because of that block. And you were put to do a job. You do your damn job. Okay, you're the reason the people will not raise minimum wage to $15 an hour because you, sir, are an idiot. I need to find a photo so I can just call his first and last name out because you really pissed me off. I'm too freaking lazy. Gotta walk around. You know what we should have done? We should have said and just run right through the damn door. What are you gonna do? Stop
Yeah.
us? Stop us with your little ding 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 bell? Freaking bellboy. Coño. Oh man, he pissed me off, dude. To this
Fries are done.
really bad. Because
I'm even getting quite a bit of a delay with you.
yeah, and maybe because it's going through this Wirecast, which goes through.
This year, Mole Beat went above and beyond. They got a app by Double Dutch, and been using this app for years. Great app. It brings everybody to information about the people speaking, and you can write reviews about them. You can post pictures and talk to other their feedback, true feedback, without worrying. Oh, it's never going to be seen.
Absolutely. I liked it as a seminar speaker because I could actually see what people thought about my seminar. DJs, if you attend a seminar, give the guy some in person and then something else entirely online. Just write it online on their wall, whatever the case may be, and just something as simple as hey, because I'm working with the on the showroom floor. But I did like that app that you could see who was there. You could see the overall thoughts. If somebody
When I go to Double World each year, it's okay. You have to sign up for the app and download it. The one nice thing I saw Moby did was they automatically registered everybody for it.
and that was something that I thought was interesting because usually, I was looking at that app. I was doing a contest where you scan the badge, and guess what? You're not going to win because
So well,
yeah, you bought your stuff last minute. So now. Expo, we'll be talking about that next. DJX, or not today, but next episode. DJX Midwest is already working on there, so you don't wait to the last minute for that sort of thing. You definitely miss out. Speaking of prizes, it really sucks that a sensational system giveaway was gone. I don't know the
with the big sound system and everything. Hey, now this year was just kind of like,
I did like how they had two keynote speakers this year that didn't suck. They were actually, and not that I'm saying that like Penn and Penn sucked and all that, but the seminar didn't apply to DJs like I thought it would. I was always a big fan of magicians because if you want to talk about mic control and such, magicians have a magician. That's the hardest. This year, both seminar speakers were absolutely incredible. First of all, they didn't wind up offending half the audience, so that's always nice. But what I liked is that they started with Refu, and on the last, I think it was the last day, it was John Taffer, correct?
mm-hmm.
So it wasn't where you saw, it was with a big bang and then fizzled out, or the other way around where you're just dragging on, and finally you get to the good stuff. And not
Well,
just.
John Taffer wasn't the last day, but
Oh, when was he?
he was what was that?
Then he would have been the second day.
Wednesday, I think it was.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, whatever. I can't remember.
So
Days are blending together.
Yeah, so then it was second to the last day. But even then, the very last day, you had Randy Barton, the other one.
Jason Spencer.
Okay, and I heard Jason Spencer's was like,
Jason's was I was very impressed with this.
a lot
I took
of
a lot
people.
of information.
Hey, you really should incorporate what Jason did with 4 schools only, blah blah blah. And that's all I kept hearing the entire time. Jason Spencer, Jason Spencer. He really knocked it out of the water, and I'm
Him
sure.
and Randy both were.
I don't know, because I know Mobley's really good about advertising these things, but everybody, myself included, thought the showroom was open Thursday. Clearly it wasn't, so free day. But no, I mean, it was a really strong lineup of speakers. I don't think I heard anybody complain about speakers, the actual seminar speakers.
Yeah.
Speaking of
one rant I want to add there is, I don't know why he does it or why they plan it out this way, but when you have seminars, it used to be with Moby, okay, we would have like 30 seminars in a day, and you pick and choose which ones you want. And they actually fixed that. They made it so, okay, instead we're just going to get better speakers. We're going to have people everyone really wants to see. But now it's like, oh, we're going to go until 3 o'clock in the afternoon straight through with no a dedicated break time for lunch.
Yeah, that would have definitely been something really nice. I did like the showroom starting at 2 o'clock versus 12. I like better. But one of the things that absolutely kills me, and Moby should never be guilty of this, but right possible. So this is not a rant at Moby. This is to other vendors. Unless you're a speaker manufacturer, shut your audio-related stuff, okay? Or stuff that doesn't need music. Like, if you have lights, I get it. You need music. If you want to show, the lights go into the music. I get that.
Pissed about. They're like, yeah, so tomorrow, this was after the very first day of the showroom floor being open there. They said, so tomorrow, are we actually going to be able?
And I really should call out the vendor, but in respect for Moby, I'm not. But they were absolutely ridiculous. If you guys were there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm there having to crank my stuff up, and because nobody could even hear me. I'm right there making an announcement. Nobody could hear it. So because I'm cranking it up, then Bose is having to crank their stuff up. Not their fault, but then it's turning too loud for them. And now it suddenly turns to get into a battle of the bands. The thing is that Ryan moved most of the speaker manufacturers to another room, but if you're freaking selling software, shut your traditional music. It's just white noise, and you're only hurting your sales. So that was really flipping annoying. That annoyed the hell out of me. For Batman versus Superman, but he's an idiot. He has been banned. So, and unfortunately, our viewers are complaining that it's buffering a lot. Again, it's YouTube. I actually have a really healthy going on. I already know John Young and I are going to have problems later on. Speaking of, we're going to be wrapping up in about 5 minutes or so. Make sure you guys go over to the Disc Jockey News. Find them on YouTube, because we're going to be talking about how to save the DJ industry. But anyhow, no, that was really annoying that it shouldn't. You can't even talk, like you said. You can't even talk to the vendors. And exhibitors are the most important thing in a show. I don't care who you are. Exhibitors are the most important thing, because we're the ones. It doesn't make much marketing sense. If I'm not selling sound, why would I play music? It's not going to attract people to a booth. Mm-hmm. It's not like a DJ goes, oh, man, I love this jam. Let me walk over there. Nobody does that.
Well, and honestly, this year, I I didn't feel like any one booth this year on the showroom floor did a good job of bringing people in. Aside from, I mean, like American DJ Shove, you know, they always obviously do their thing to,
Expos because a
yeah,
lot of the guys are dry understands the concept of free shipping with everything pretty much that was at Mobile Beat.
yeah, and that's the other thing too. On that, nobody had anything in stock there this year.
Really, that was interesting then.
It didn't seem like there was very much actual inventory.
A lot. There was definitely a good selling show if you hustled. Like you said, you can't
Yeah,
just stand there. A couple notable mentions that I want to mention other than ADJ because, well, I was working there, so of course. But on these systems has this really cool little step ladder. This is so simple. It's a step ladder with a built-in cart and wheels. Dude, where the hell has this thing been all my life? Like, that's exciting, especially because my wife's a photographer, so that's a photographer's dream come true, but that was exciting. Colorado Sound and Light, everybody knows Jim's a genius when it really comes to creating unique solutions. And did you see his facade that he had? It's
yeah.
about 5 inches thick. It has already the TV built in. It folds out into this huge, awesome, big table. You could put two Pioneer SZs in there. This thing was huge. And you're talking less than $1,000. That was a great deal. I really liked how he had that all done. Had LED lights, overlights so you could actually see your gear. That was really nice. Mike Anderson with his new projector mount. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that was great. Guys, if you have not seen his projector mount, you got to go over. I have no idea what his website is, but just look up Mike Anderson. He's got his new projector mount. Definitely a nice solution, even if you're not doing
And it fits
monochrome.
like any projector too. That's what's nice.
Yeah, and not just projectors, but even TVs too, because
Yeah.
it's a Visa mount. So that was really nice. I don't want to call them out publicly, but there's a company that was selling a sniper knockoffs.
I know which one you're talking
Yeah,
about.
you guys know Elation has that patented. So, anyways,
Legal department won't
look,
be too happy about that.
there's a difference between a company taking another company's product idea, remaking, whatever the case may be. Okay, that happens in the DJ straight all the time. But when something is patented, you don't use the same patent when you don't have permission to use it. I'll just
There's a name that's just slightly off that you can tell it's basically a direct ripoff.
yeah, it's I, even though they're technically ADJ's competitors, I gotta give Chave props. They did a nice job decorating the room for Mobile Beat. I understand that
Mhm.
DJ Jur did an awesome job. Jeremy did an awesome job with his seminar. Very nice job with that. Overall, anybody that was really involved with helping put that show together did an awesome job. Everybody did with that. It was definitely a good team effort. But yeah, I like the exhibit hall better. It was cleaner. The Union, oh man, Union was so much easier to work with. We were able to set up and break down in record exhibitors do. And when exhibitors care about that sort of thing, they're going to put more effort in a show, and that's
Well,
ultimately a
yeah.
win-win for everybody.
If the union's gonna be difficult, they're not gonna bring a huge booth. They're gonna do whatever is simple. But when they find it easy, they're gonna bring something better out and top
Exactly.
it the next year.
Exactly. Fire marshal, easy to work with. There were some things that had to be
Mhm.
moved around. They were just, in general, a very good group to work with. So that was really nice. Very different. And again, it's a nice location, too. DJs, if you're using taxi cabs in Vegas, don't do that.
Don't
Uber.
Uber.
Oh, last thing before I leave. Big props to Moby for getting those codes, the discount. People that were getting across the strip.
I think was the one we got.
Yeah, and with Uber, apparently, if you drive like 3 or 4 times, I actually got like $25 back in credits on. So definitely big props to Mobile Beat. That was one of the best shows yet.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to next year what they do.
Yeah, it's gonna be great what they do. So we'll see. So guys, thank you so much. Next week, I'm gonna try to line it. Wow.
And so right now the price is one. I can't even see what the price is, but go ahead and get your passes early while they're cheaper, especially if you're going. If you didn't go this year, make sure you go next year. But on top of that, the great thing that they're offering this year is the Digital Plus downloads, which is all of the sponsored seminars, all the Mobile Beat seminars from the last few years. The videos or audio of them, and it's $119 one-time fee if you do it by midnight tonight. I think it goes up after midnight tonight, but
Holy crap! I didn't know about that.
yeah.
Vivid, I will post Omni System Ladder. Jim, if you search for it, you should be able to find it. Jim, if you just search same thing, limited download thing. I didn't know about that, so that's pretty
Yeah, it
cool.
says here after midnight it goes up to 149.
Cool. So guys, make sure you get that in. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I'm hoping that next week, if everything goes right, we're actually gonna be largest cigar reviewer in the world. This guy is awesome, and we're gonna talk about why DJs suck. Things about why DJ bringing in some vendors.
Get the digital downloads from Obi.
Exactly. Otherwise, you'll piss at my punch. We don't want
Don't
you
want
to
to
do
piss in your punch.
that. Thank you all so much for watching. Good night and God bless.